Welcome back to another episode of In Swine Versation. Dreams in Immigration Success with Alina Porta. Alina, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we're excited to get you on the program. So you're the production manager at the Hanor Company in Wisconsin. So talk to me about the Hanor Company, yourself, Alina, your journey and where you came from.
Well, actually, I'm in Oklahoma. I'm a production manager in Oklahoma. It's the Hanor Company of Wisconsin, but we are based in Enid, Oklahoma. The Hanor is a company with 650 employees, and it has production in around 7 states. By myself, I came from Otavalo, Ecuador. It's a small town 1 hour away from the capital, Quito. I became passionate about agriculture when I was 10 years old. I remember telling my dad I will go to Zamorano University. It's an agriculture university in Honduras. And he did not believe me, but I was sure I will accomplish my dream of being an ag engineer. Fast forward to 2006, I graduated from Zamorano University. This where my journey in the swine industry started. Zamorano has a small farrow to finish operation where students learn the basic of swine industry. And during my senior year, Smithfield Hog Production came to Zamorano and hired 22 of my classmates, including me. I started as a production manager trainee in 2007. I became a farm manager 1 year later. My first farm was a farrow to nursery operation in North Carolina. Then I managed different farms, farrow to finisher, wing to finishers. I work around people that I know consider mentors. I will never forget my good friend and mentor, Susan Braswell, Dr. Jeremy Pittman, and many others who patiently train me and provide me with tools to be success. Smithfield is a good company where I spent 10 years learning and working with good people. And then in 2017, I moved to Hanor as a production manager. I'm currently lead a team of 6 sows and 3 nursery managers. I'm responsible for 15,000 sows and 30,000 nursery pigs. And also, I'm currently enrolled in the PLI program, which is a Pork Leader Institute, sponsored by the NPPC and the Pork Checkoff. And to be more busy, I'm doing a master's degree in Agribusiness and Animal Health as a program for Kansas State University.
Well, congratulations on that. I know you've been busy kind of growing your career now. You've got the master's degree. So what about the immigration experience? Why did you want to come to the US?
Well, the US is the leader in pork production in the world. The US is setting the standards of efficiency and productivity worldwide. In other words, if you want to learn about pork production, the US is where you need to be. That's why I'm here.
What about hurdles? Did you have any hurdles during the process?
Well, in the beginning for me, it was not that hard, but the immigration system is very complex to navigate, and is constantly changing. I remember when I received my work visa, the H-1B, it was not very difficult. Basically, all my colleagues, we got the H-1B. But after 2013, it became extremely difficult for professionals to get a work visa. And it also is very expensive. And the hard part is you need a sponsor.
What about any myths?
Oh, well, one myth is that just because you live and work in US, you will be automatically become rich. But we all know that living here is expensive and you pay a lot of taxes. So you're not a rich person in here.
Very competitive. You got to work hard too and get lucky. And
Yeah.
um, did you overcome anything?
Well, um, The main thing is the language and the culture barrier, because you can learn English, but you also have to learn to embrace the American culture. From simple things like greeting people, the food, or where you're going to spend summers with your kids. This all things.
What about any advice?
Well, if you are coming to the US, especially to work, learn how to drive. In America, having a car is not luxury, it's necessary. Learn English is another thing. You have to learn English and embrace the culture. One thing that I really recommend is when you pack your bags, pack your heart too. Do not leave your heart in your home country. Remember where you come from, but embrace your new life. You have to embrace living US so you will enjoy living here.
What do you like most about the US?
I love the people. People is very kind and people if you trust in the system, if you trust on the people, they will trust in you, and a lot of doors will be open. And that's why I love you, as you have the opportunity to work in any industry or any place, and people is not jealous to teach you or to see you grow.
So I know you touched on your role with the Hanor Group earlier. Just want to get a recap again as production manager. What do you do? What does a day look like for you?
Well, like I mentioned before, as a production manager in the Hanor Company, I oversee 15,000 sows and 30,000 nursery spaces. I'm responsible for the training, for training farm manager and coordinate day-to-day production functions on all the health activities. These often involve regular visiting every site, making sure all the production costs, the production KPIs, and all the process run smooth. And also, we are training employees, and we kept our farms low risk on any disease.
So talk to me about opportunities you see in the pork production business. Sometimes it might seem like in general, the opportunities are running out or there's different issues. And I talked to a customer a few weeks ago and he kind of reinforced there's always opportunities out there. So what are you seeing?
Well, the pork business, this industry is a big industry. Is going to provide opportunities for employment, also for entrepreneurs. This industry employs millions of people worldwide, from farm workers to meat processors, transport, and retailers. So another opportunity that will not be seen on the eyes of like people that comes like me. Like I mentioned before, many of my colleagues from Zamorano University came with me, and now they are in different areas of the swine industry. Some of my friends are nutritionists, others work on feed mills, many are farm managers. There are several who become recruiters and HR professionals, and also they are directors and on the companies.
So it's kind of all areas of the industry then.
Yeah, it's a big industry. You have a lot of opportunities.
Now let's just go back to production management as well. So what are three vital points or skills that make a successful production manager? And then do you pertain those skills?
Yeah, I think is what I always live with a three P's: people, planet, and pigs. If you care about your people, they will care about your pigs. and they will care about animal welfare. They will care about production. They will care about what we're doing in the farms. And one of the things that excites me the most about the swine industry is being able to train and develop individuals to become future leaders in the pork industry. As such as I'm always looking for opportunities to mentor and guide others, which is crucial aspect of cultivating a strong team and industry. And also, the pig production, always people think that we don't produce clean, and we care about the environment. We always consider the environment something important, because this is part of the planet where we live, and this is part of the planet that we're gonna live for the future generations. So if we care about people as planet and the pigs, it's easy to manage the production.
That's a great one. The 3 Ps: people, planet, and pigs. Now, what about PRRS and PED? Have they had an impact on what you're doing at the Hanor Group?
Yeah, PRRS and PED are the major diseases that have significant economic impact on the swine production worldwide. And I can see in Hanor, when I start here, we deal with PRRS, and the economic impact that the company had, it's a long run, right? Until the company decide to depot and start new production. And then a few later, we got hit with PED, and that make everything more harder. So in my experience between PRRS and PED, PRRS impact your productivity and profitability in the long term. Moreover, PED, the high mortality rates when you have an outbreak, can also lead an additional cost for disease management. And this is not included only for labor, as the cost of disinfectants that you use, the cost of all the supplies. But not only that, not only the economic impact that I see the impact in my employees, myself, the moral when you have PD special, when you see all your hard work going to the drain because you have to euthanize all the pigs. But PD and PRRS, for me, is a really example of why we have to prevent and do everything that we can to continue advocating to prevent African swine fever to enter the US. Because PRRS and PED are a very significant challenge for us. I don't imagine if we have African swine in the US. This is a small sample for us. If we have PRRS and PED and as systems, how we could be affected if we let African swine get into US.
Any other planning strategies or experiences?
With PRRS and PED or in general?
PRRS and PED.
Well, the main thing, is prevention. It's very easy to produce pigs if the health of the farms are in good standards. But having a good biosecurity policies in place that can prevent any entrance of any disease. For example, having disinfection stations, visitor downtime checks, mortality recollection areas, the usage of food baths, and enforcing a strict personal hygiene, that helps. And also, we are lucky to have vaccines that can prevent or protect us herd for PRRS and PED. And this is what most of the producers we're using to control disease.
Can you talk about the production impact on or multicultural employee management?
Well, that's a good question. The production impact of multicultural employees managing has become increasingly important in the agricultural industry. I remember the past years, it was a male-dominant industry where the majority of the workers they were men. However, with the introduction of the TN visa program, there has been you can see more women's in the farms. And one of the changes is see all these Hispanic women's workforce and on place. Farm like most of my farms are with 9 employees, and 70% of the employees are women's. And because of that increase, now we can see more women's farm managers, which before you used to see more men in that part. So with this, I can see that it's going to help the diversity of the leadership within the industry. And actually, it has brought different perspectives and skills to managing the farms, having more women in the system.
And do you see that trend continuing?
I think I can see that. I think that TN program is pushing to have more women in the systems, but also I can see in college more women are looking to have agriculture careers or to pursue it, agriculture future, which before I was mainly a main. I'm sorry, I was mainly a man life.
So final question. How can we unite as an industry together to flourish in the pork production food chain while also not completely vertically integrating, taking away family farms and entrepreneurship, which I think has been a great thing in the pork industry?
Yeah. Well, pork production is an important industry that provides food to 100 million people around the world, and this is the main thing that we have to keep in mind. But the challenges in the industry require that we work together. And I think the first step is uniting the industry, recognizing that we all have a stake in the success of pork production, whether it's a small family farm or a large corporation. We all relied on each other to keep the industry running smoothly. This means that if we work together, supporting, advocating for the same purpose, we can have a better industry. And I think who's doing that and is helping a lot is the Pork Council. The Pork Council has been instrumental in bringing together the family farmers and the big companies, and all working together for the same goal. They are helping providing a platform to advocate and educate the pork. The Pork Council is taking, and I can be a witness of that because with this PLI program, when we go into DC, when we advocate for the same objectives, talking with us congressmen, and like I went last month with Dorothy King. She's a small farm owner, and I work for the Hanor, a big company. So we both went for the same purpose, talking and advocating with us congressmen, hoping for them to listen what is affecting to her and to us. And it is because the NPPC, the Portugal, and they are working together as well for the same purpose, to helping and regulating and helping all the small farmers and the big companies to be one.
Alina Porta, production manager from the Hanor Company, thanks for joining us today and sharing your insight.
You're welcome anytime.